Hi there. It's so lovely to have you with me today. You know, when I chat with friends our age, maybe over a cup of tea or during a morning walk, something that often comes up is how aches and pains sneak up on us. Some days it's the knees, other days it's the back. But one pain that doesn't get talked about enough, even though it hits so many of us hard, is gout. That sudden, sharp agony in your big toe, ankle, or wrist that can make even the simplest task feel impossible. Now you might be thinking, well, gout's been around forever. My granddad had it. It's painful, sure, but it's just one of those things we live with, right? I thought so too. Until I learned what those painful flare-ups are really telling us about our long-term health. And that's what I'd like to share with you today. Why gout can quietly shorten our lives, and what we can do to change that story. Gout isn't just about swollen joints or nights spent tossing and turning. It's a signal from deep inside your body. Those crystals forming in your joints? They're made of something called uric acid. Think of uric acid like tiny, invisible glass shards that build up in your system when your body struggles to break down certain foods, especially things like red meat, seafood, or alcohol. But here's what many of us never get told. High uric acid doesn't just stay in your joints. It travels through your blood, settles in your organs, and over time that's where the real danger lies. Let me explain what I mean. Remember our dear friend Joe? He loved his Saturday steak dinners and was a proud two-martini man for years. When his first gout attack hit at 65, he laughed it off. Just a price you pay for good living, he'd say. Fast forward 10 years, Joe's kidneys started failing. His heart grew weaker. His doctor sat him down and said something that stunned him. "Joe, we traced it back to untreated gout." You see, all that extra uric acid in Joe's system silently hurt his kidneys day after day. And once your kidneys weaken, toxins build up. Your blood pressure rises. Your heart has to work twice as hard. Suddenly, gout isn't just about the foot, it's about your whole body fighting to keep going. That's why we need to think about gout differently. It's not just a joint problem. It's an inside problem. Uric acid crystals can damage delicate tissues in our kidneys, making it harder for them to filter our blood. And if your kidneys aren't working well, something we might not even feel until it's serious, your risk for high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes climbs higher and higher. I know it sounds unsettling, but there's good news. We can catch this early. Simple blood tests at your next checkup can tell you where your uric acid levels stand. If they're too high, we can act now before it quietly chips away at the years we deserve to enjoy. Now let's talk about something else that surprised me, gout's link to our hearts. High uric acid inflames blood vessels over time, stiffening them like old pipes. This makes our hearts strain to push blood through narrower, less flexible spaces, wearing them down little by little. It's why so many with uncontrolled gout develop heart disease without ever realizing the connection. But this isn't meant to scare you. In fact, what I find hopeful is that gout is one of the few chronic conditions we can genuinely control with simple, practical steps. Small tweaks, like drinking an extra glass of water each morning, or swapping out bacon for chicken at breakfast, can reduce attacks and protect your future. That's where we'll pick up next time, how everyday choices can lower uric acid, ease flares, and give our bodies back the strength they need to thrive, not just survive. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Until then, my friend, if gout's been visiting you uninvited lately, please do two things. First, book that blood test if it's been a while. Second, remember that you deserve a life beyond pain. This isn't about denying ourselves life's pleasures. It's about enjoying them wisely year after year. Last time we sat down together, we talked about those painful gout flares and how high uric acid does far more than hurt your big toe. It quietly strains your heart and kidneys over time. But today's about hope. Because while gout's dangers are real, so is your power to turn things around, starting with simple habits we can begin today. No extreme diets. No magic pills. Just small, wise choices that add up to big results. Let me start by sharing something Mary, who's 72, a grandmother of 5 and a lifelong lover of steak dinners, told me last week. "I thought cutting out red meat meant I'd never enjoy a meal again." Oh, how I understood that worry. Food's wrapped up in memory, comfort, connection. But when Mary learned gout was quietly damaging her kidneys and stiffening her arteries, she decided to reshape her traditions, not erase them. First, she swapped her nightly steak for salmon twice a week. Then she fell in love with mushrooms sautéed like meat, rich, savory, filling. My joints don't scream like they used to, she told me, and my energy? It came back like sunshine. So where do we start? Let's talk about the simplest habit with the biggest payoff: hydration. As we age, we lose our sense of thirst, sometimes without even noticing. But when your body doesn't get enough water, uric acid thickens in your bloodstream like honey cooling in a jar. Easy fix. Drink 1 glass of water first thing every morning, before your coffee or tea. Add a splash of lemon if you like. Keep a water bottle near your favorite armchair or garden spot. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses daily. You don't need to drown yourself, just make sipping a rhythm your body relies on. Water flushes uric acid out gently, easing the load on your kidneys while keeping joints cushioned. Now let's talk treats. That's right, treats are not the enemy. It's what you choose that makes all the difference. Instead of cutting out everything you love, let's get smart about alternatives. Love a cold beer on a warm day? Try swapping it for tart cherry juice mixed with sparkling water. Cherries, studies show, actively break down uric acid crystals. Crave bacon? Try lightly salted turkey bacon instead. Missing rich sauces? Blend roasted garlic and herbs with olive oil for drizzle-worthy flavor. Small changes protect without punishing your spirit. But what surprised me most? How closely sleep connects to uric acid levels. Frank, he's 67, told me flares always hit after nights when he'd toss and turn. Stress wakes me, he said, then my toe blows up by morning. Turns out, lack of deep sleep throws hormones off balance. Your body holds onto uric acid like a miser clutching pennies. So, how do we sleep like we did in our 40s? No, you don't need pills. Try magnesium-rich foods before bed, a handful of almonds or warm milk. Darken your room completely. Keep feet warm, cold joints thicken uric acid faster. And if worries keep you awake, write them down on paper. Seal them in an envelope till morning. Your body repairs best when your mind rests. Now here's something many overlook: daily movement. Notice I didn't say exercise. Big difference. I'm talking gentle, forgiving rhythm, something you'll actually enjoy. Too many start aggressive treadmills, then quit when joints flare. Let's aim for consistency over impact. Start with a 10-minute morning walk. When you feel stronger, move to water aerobics. It lifts pressure off joints while strengthening muscles that support them. Even seated leg lifts while watching TV help pump blood flow and lower uric acid. Motion keeps your kidneys and heart humming like a cared-for engine. You see, gout isn't fate. It's biology responding to care, or lack of it. Joe, Mary, Frank, they learned slowly and gently that small shifts don't just ease the toe pain, they unburden the tired heart. They rescue the struggling kidneys. They give back years. So, next time we meet, I want to share something personal: how tracking one simple metric, not weight, not hours slept, made the most impact on protecting my own health long-term. But until then, pour a glass of water. Swap one ouch food for an ah food. And remember, you're not fighting gout. You're embracing the vibrant years ahead with wisdom only you possess. We've walked together through understanding how gout silently strains your body, and learned simple, kind habits to turn the tide. Today, let's tie it all together gently, with a secret weapon you hold in your hands: the power of small, consistent choices. Remember last time? I promised to share one simple metric that changed everything for me personally, and for many like us over 60. It's not your weight, blood pressure, or even the number on a pill bottle. It's knowing your uric acid level. Let me explain with a quick story about Bernie. He's 78, sharp as a tack, and loves his crossword puzzles. He had gout flares for decades but only occasionally took his medication. Last year, his granddaughter, training to be a nurse, gifted him a $15 notebook and a pen. "Papa," she said, "write down your uric acid number every time you get blood work. That's all. Just see the pattern." Bernie shrugged, but he did it. And when he saw the number drop from 8.2 to 6.4 in 3 months, just by drinking more water, swapping steak for lentils twice a week, and tracking his levels, it clicked. He was in the driver's seat. Seeing progress made him want to keep going. So every 3 to 4 months, Bernie asks his doctor for a uric acid test. He doesn't obsess, he observes. When the number creeps up, he sips more cherry juice, goes for afternoon walks, gets back on track. That number keeps Bernie connected to his choices. And choices are how we reclaim our time. Now let's talk about something sensitive, but vitally important. The glass we raise. Whether it's a nightly glass of wine, a weekend beer, or that treasured whiskey toast with old friends, alcohol spikes uric acid sharply. But, and this matters, cutting out joy entirely often backfires. So let's get strategic. Instead of drinking daily, save alcohol for occasions you truly savor. A birthday toast, a grandchild's graduation. Enjoy one glass slowly with food and water. Hydrate before and after. Switch to wine instead of beer or spirits. Less purine burden. See, it's not about never enjoying life. It's about wrapping joy in wisdom. And here's something I wish someone told me sooner. Your stress flares your joints. When tension builds, cortisol, the stress hormone, locks uric acid into your tissues. So when Margie's son faced a health scare last year, her stress skyrocketed, and her gout exploded. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't walk. What saved her? A morning ritual, 5 minutes sitting by the window listening to birdsong, breathing slowly, without turning on the news. She started calling it gratitude air. Peace melts stress, and stress melts uric acid. That quiet stillness? It's medicine money can't buy. By now you see the pattern. Small steps become lifelong lifelines. A morning glass of water. A warm foot bath before bed. Cherry juice instead of soda. Tracking that important number every few months. None of these asks you to overturn your world. Just bend the arc slowly, steadily. Gout once felt like a sentence, but it's truly a conversation. Your body speaking, and you listening. Yes, uncontrolled gout can shorten lifespans by tiring our kidneys, hurting our heart vessels, and stressing our whole system. But, and here's the bright, gleaming truth, you hold power. You can lower uric acid. You can ease flares. You can protect the kidneys and heart that carry you through your golden years. So I leave you with this, be kind to yourself. Start small. Share what works for you down in the comments. We learn so much from each other. If this felt helpful, a like on this video means the world. Subscribe for more chats like this. We're in this together. And always remember, your life is rich with meaning, with wisdom, with strength you've earned. Every gentle choice you make, that's your heart, your kidneys, your bones, breathing a sigh of relief. So pour yourself some water with lemon. Sip slow, breathe deep, and step lightly toward the vibrant years you deserve. With warmth and hope, my friend, until next time.